well, fam. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for your mental tea, so let's get right into it. So today is a super exciting day. I'm introducing Millennial Talk, and basically, before we even get into it, let's discuss like what millennials are and why I wanted to do this. Myself as a millennial, 22, I think that we think so much different, different than the people before us and my just like older generations. A lot of people in my family are older, so I know that I have a way different way of thinking and a different mindset than they do. So I just really want to talk to someone about the different ways that they think, but in the comparison of being a millennial and how things affect them in this point in our life, in our young adulthood, because so many things happen and so many things progress while you're a young adult that you need to talk about them. So without further ado, I'll be introducing who I'll be doing this talk with, my sister. Drum roll, please. Come on in.
Hey guys.
This is my sister, my
Hold up.
BFF for
Y'all see my
hell.
drip? Y'all
Ooh,
hold up,
that
hold up.
mental health,
Mental wealth. Don't get it twisted. Okay, coming soon. Real soon. You hear me? All right.
Yeah. Okay, we didn't plan that. All right. So to get into millennial talk, let's just define millennials. So millennials is a person reaching young adulthood in the early 21st century. So basically, I did the math on it, and I'm not great at math, so anyone can correct me. If someone in the year 2001 was 18 till now, and someone who is in 2019 now 18, it would be the age group of 18 to 36. So anyone between 18 and 36 right now is basically a millennial. So what's up to all those other millennials out there? Now that age range could probably be off. I'm not that great at math. I really suck. So someone can correct me. Right. Someone can correct me further down the line. But I really want to have a discussion, really ask my sister's point of view on this, because she's a millennial figuring out her life just as I am. So I just wanted to see what kind of generational cycles really take effect on her and what they mean to her. So let's start with the first question.
Yes, sister. Yes.
Okay, so what does being a millennial mean to you?
I personally believe that millennials are the shit. I mean, well, I guess another term I could use for them is very advanced. We are very advanced, and I just don't mean, as far as technology, because I know everybody, grandparents, y'all stay in that phone, or your parents, y'all staying in that phone. No, I don't mean just on the basis of technology. I mean, we're advanced in a lot of other ways. Like, we're very observative. I believe we learned from our parents' past mistakes. A lot of us are refusing to make the same mistakes that our parents made in the past. Down to getting married early, none of that. Having babies out of wedlock. A lot of us want to wait to get married. That's a big goal that I hear from a lot of females, a lot of millennials. Raising a child in a broken home. I also hear that a lot. A lot of people do not want to raise their child in a broken home. A lot of people, such as myself, want to raise their children in a two-parent home. A lot of millennials came up in a one-parent home. We're no-parent home. And a lot of us don't want our kids to have to go through that. Like, my mother, she grew up in a two-parent home. Whereas though I grew up in a one-parent home. So it was just a little different, I got to see how my grandparents interact, how a marriage should be, how, they should come together to help the family, and how it's actually supposed to be versus a broken home, and to see how that go. And I don't gotta go there. But, as millennials, a lot of us are choosing to wait. We're saying, no,
forever, baby.
We good. Like, a lot of millennials are choosing to skip on kids also. I have a lot of friends who just say, kids might not be for me. Just because a lot of their reasoning is they don't want to bring a child into an environment that is unstable. So when I say millennials are the shit, I really think we're the shit because we're choosing to build a stronger foundation for who comes after us, for everyone that comes after us. We're not waiting. We're not stagnant. We're not having babies out of wedlock. It's about that time to start having kids, so let's start having kids. No, we don't really have that mindset. And not to say that our parents did either, but they was just busting them babies out.
I mean, yeah, I just feel like I feel the same way. Kids, they're not that important.
Not right now. Not until I can afford them.
Not till I can afford them, and I'm in a good headset for them and a mindset, and I'm more settled, and I know who I am. It's so important to know who you are before you make another person. Mm-hmm. And, honey, I'm just not having. But don't listen to me. You can eventually have them down the line. And disclaimer, this is our point of view.
We could get pregnant right after this video, for all we know.
Right.
But it was.
Right. But at the same time, I also do think we have different ways of thinking, and also as far as income comes too, because millennials find so many different ways of making their money and making their success too as well. Because I was watching this one video on YouTube, and it was a lady, she was in her 30s, and she was just showing how, she doesn't take the 9-to-5 way, get your regular job, your office job, and you have this for 20 years, and then you might move up a little bit and stuff like that. And she shows that, this does not have to be the way unless you want it to be the way, that there's other ways to make the money. It's way more about finding your happiness and your niche and your success than you're just doing it because you have responsibilities like kids and a husband. You got some other mouths to feed, so you gotta take any job you can get at the point being, and then except for finding your dream. So I will definitely be taking after that as far as millennials go. Question number 2. How would you describe a generational cycle?
I would describe a generational cycle as a learned behavior. I feel like it's not biological. It's not something you're born with. It's something that your parents teach you, something you're taught.
An example?
Well, my mom just gave me one. An example of a generational cycle, at least in my home, is family business is family business.
Yeah, I think everybody could speak hours on that.
Family business is family business.
Community.
We in the Black community, we're really big on keeping our business our business. We don't like to go and seek help for, especially mentally, because we feel weak. For some apparent reason, we don't like to ask for help. We don't like for our personal business. Sometimes we need to step out of our box and tell somebody our issue outside of our family. Sometimes your family can't be that helping hand for you, all the time. Yeah. You need a outside person to really be able to look from it in a non-judgmental, in a non-biased way. And I think that's
definitely, yeah. I love that answer, because at the same time, I can definitely relate and recall my mom saying family business is family business, and that business that happened was supposed to be family business was hurting me. And it hurts, and then you have to choke it, you have to repress it, you have to wipe it up under the rug, and hopefully no one sees, because you've been told that basically you need your ass beat if you speak on this when you really do need to speak on this. So I don't mind family business being family business, but I do think there needs to be just the difference. What something that's actual genuine family business and something that's trauma, right. Something that's hurt that you need to speak on and get it out, because it's very backwards thinking to be like, oh, I'm gonna call up my sister or something, or I'm gonna talk to them for 5 hours on the phone, but then I can't talk to a therapist though. But I see why you do it, because of the simple comfortability and with your family member and their blood, so your business isn't going to go anywhere, and your business isn't going to go anywhere with a therapist neither, because they're tied to this with an oath, and their job is I can't tell your business anyway. So this is that is one big generational cycle that I want to just cut, is family business being family business. Sometimes it's genuine trauma that you need to work out. Love that answer.
Thanks, sis.
Yep. Name one positive and negative generation cycle that you would say you're affected by.
Okay. Well, I kind of have one that goes both ways.
Okay, so what's the first one, the positive or the negative?
I'll say the positive. So,
Okay.
one good one is that I've gained from my parents, I know for sure, is just to be able to get through stuff. My mother and my father had this grind about them. My mother, as a single mom, she grinds her butt off. Like, grinds, do whatever she has to do. My father, he grinds his butt off to get to where he wants to be. He doesn't want to work under anybody, anything. My father he can grind. And they just get through things. Like, if they have something very heavy weighing on them, okay, I get that I got this going on, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get through it so that I can get this, and this done because I have to. And I've adapted that trait, whereas though I just get through it. But the negative side of that is, what am I learning from what I'm getting through? Am I taking anything back from, am I taking the time to take anything back from what I'm going through instead of just getting through it? Like, it's a blessing that I can just, you know what, bump that, I'm gonna get through it. But then at the same time, I feel like it's a curse because, Brianna, what are you learning? Right. What are you learning from what you're dealing with, what you're powering through, you know?
Cool. And what's your other one? This is your negative.
My negative would be going to the doctor. I hate it, okay? Yeah. But I noticed that issue with my mom, my grandma. We snitch on each other, okay? We don't, you not gonna go to the doctor? I'm gonna call my grandma, okay? Because you're playing. And at the same time, I don't like going to the doctor. You know, I just feel like, I don't know if we feel like we can self-diagnose ourselves or something. Like, what? I'm going to go to the doctor and they're going to tell me what I already know. Brianna, right. You got a migraine. I knew that. But I'm asking you, can you give me a little something extra? Because it's, you know, I just don't feel the need to go to the doctor a lot. I've noticed that about myself, and I've noticed that about my mom and her mom. And her mom, you know, I've noticed that it's kind of a generational cycle. I've noticed a lot of women in my family do not like going to the doctor. It's like pulling teeth to get them to go to the doctor. Yep. You know, you really they gotta be sick. Like, can't get up, can't cook themselves nothing to eat.
Or I can't make it to work.
I can't make it to work.
Once I feel like I can't make it to work, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let me go. And that's how it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to, not saying you gotta be in the doctor's every month, but you're supposed to get like those, what's it, like semi-annual checkups, like every 6 months or like every 3 months, whatever.
You shouldn't wait till you're sick to go to the doctor.
Yeah, or it's once you started noticing symptoms. Yep. Yeah. So I'll let that answer to that one too. That's kind of like the answer for me for this next question. So we'll get into it. What difference do you want to make as a millennial? As a millennial right now, what difference do you want to make in general? And what difference do you want to make within your family?
In general, in general, I want to be able to bring in a stronger generation than myself, because I feel like we are a stronger generation than our parents. Way stronger. We way smarter. Way stronger. Like, and I don't understand why, but I just want my child to be 10 times the person I am. You know, I don't want them to come into this world and have to deal with all the adversities I had to deal with. No, I want them to come in and be able to be powerful, be dominant, be the shit, like their mother thinks they're the shit. You know, I would love, you know, that's what I want for in general. I want the generation after me to just be even greater. I want us to keep elevating and succeeding, you know. I don't want, you know, I don't want them to be worse than me.
I feel that same way.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
That's why you're my sister.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to answer this one question. I didn't answer all of them, but I'm going to answer this one question. The difference that I want to make as a millennial and with my family, as a millennial, the difference that I want to make is really within mental health and mental wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that there is a twist that you can put on mental health so you can cut out this stigma that everyone has. Like, oh, you can't talk about it and you're crazy for talking about it. And you're even crazier for seeing somebody about it. I just want to cut that stigma so bad, especially in the Black community, because this is considered taboo. Like what I'm doing now and these talks that I'm doing now, like we can do the funny all day and the funny videos and we can watch that all day and someone can make you laugh and help you get over it. But for the time being, let's get at the root of what the problem is that something's wrong, and let's root it so we can get rid of it. A lot of times people's like, I don't really know, like people's ailments for just like for like dealing with stuff is laughter, and I love that. It's mine too. I've definitely grown up so many actors and people just laughing at them, then we pass my pain. But a lot of times it just helped with the pain at the moment. It never helped me get over the pain. The only time I've ever felt better after a certain amount of pain and mental stress and all that is talking to someone. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that therapy is the only way, but I do think it is the best way, especially if we're trying to get through some clinical things, like something really being mentally wrong or a mood disorder or anything like that. So I just want to bring a different way of looking at mental health. It's okay, sis. We know it can be informal, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be this stiff and, really uptight thing that everybody makes it, because it's something that we all can be faced with at any point in time. Any point in time, we all can struggle with our mental health. So why not just put it on the forefront and like talk about it? And that's what I'm here for. And within my family, the same thing. Like she said, family business being family business, I feel that same way about mental health. My mother struggles with mental health, and it's something that wasn't spoken about, and she didn't really speak to anybody, and probably still to this day she may think she's fine, but it's like you're not, and it's not. So somebody should have brought it to light a long time ago, and I'm not blaming anybody, but it is what it is, and this is my step into just making the difference. So check me out. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Let us know what you
Sorry,
want.
right? So yes, to wrap up this video, seriously, no. Like, comment, and subscribe. But tell me what you think of Millennial Talk. I loved it. I loved hearing her point of view. Although we are best friend of many years, we talk about a lot of things, but like getting our personal point of view on certain things was like new, and especially with things like this. And we're gonna do other subjects with other guests and more people and more of my other loved ones, just to see how other millennials are thinking and what differences we want to make within our families and within our surroundings and really within other millennials. It just does not matter. What difference do we want to make? Because like she said, we're very advanced and we are going to change the world. So why not start with ourselves, right? So that's going to be it for today. I will see you next episode. Don't forget those self-assessments. What is your mental status for today? Comment below and I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys.
Hey, y'all.